Good morning, Disney adults. It is week 20 of the 28 training for the Dopey Challenge at Walt Disney World. I'm tired. So far, I have run 257 miles. The rules for this challenge are that every week I have to complete every training run, stretch after every run, and tell you a story from a Run Disney race weekend. There are currently 64 days until marathon weekend. I'm so excited! Yesterday was the New York City Marathon, which I watched on TV, and it was very cool and definitely got me excited for being back at Disney. I feel like that's the last, major marathon that I watch before marathon weekend at Disney World. I think Philly is in 2 weeks, but it's Chicago, Wine and Dine, New York, and then marathon weekend. So I'm excited. And because we only have 64 days until marathon weekend, I'm gonna go over this week's game plan. But first, coffee! Okay, so this week, the game plan. This will be a, simpler week after last week, 40 miles last week. I went to the chiropractor this morning and, was definitely revived. I'm feeling sore, but nothing, overly crazy. So that's a really good sign. But either way, this week I'm going to take things easy. So for Tuesday, we're going to do an easy run. For Thursday, we're going to do an easy run. And for Saturday, we're going to do a 6-mile easy run. That's the game plan. Pretty easy, if you ask me. But, it's not going to be easy. It'll be simple. But we're going to put some effort in still, regardless of if it's easy runs or not. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's have a great week. Okay, today we have a 45-minute easy run. A little bit of a quick story and something that I'm focusing on for this week. So yesterday I finally synced my Garmin with Strava. So go and follow me on that. I don't know if you follow people. I don't know what you do there on there. But I've heard it's a dating app. I don't know. One thing that I noticed, just importing all of my data from my watch into the Garmin Connect app, was the sleep section. And I was looking at my past sleep and everything, and my deep sleep was really low and my REM sleep was really high. And so I was talking with ChatGPT about that. And it was okay, you can do all of these things to help that and increase your deep sleep, which is where the body really recovers from physical activity. And I wasn't getting barely any deep sleep. So I was okay, that's something that needs to improve along with, my runs and my mileage number. And so it gave me a couple of things to do, before I go to sleep, and then kind of conditions, if you will, when I'm sleeping. So the temperature of the room and that sort of thing. But it also gave me some stuff for after a run, because when you're on a run, your body goes into fight or flight, sympathetic nervous system. And so one thing that it said was, take a cold shower to decrease your body temperature. And then also meditating is good because it puts you back into parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and recover versus fight or flight. So long story short, after my run, those are the two things that I'm going to prioritize: cold shower and meditating. Okay, let's go for this run. Mile 1, 10:28. I already turned around and I'm going back home because I didn't use the bathroom before I left. And I thought it would go away, and it didn't go away. So I'm going back to my house. Okay, that's better. Let's try this again. Mile 2, 10:01. Everything hurts. My left calf, left knee, right quad.
Yeah, just pain. It was pain everywhere.
Both shoulders.
You know what's always good for shoulder pain? What? If you lick my
butt. But we're halfway there. Mile 3, 9:0. Wait. Oh gosh, I forget what it was. Let's just say 9:41. I don't know if that's right. Mile 4, 10:42. I think. I forget. My mind's in other places right now. And done. Post-run dance party. Okay, it is Saturday. I have not run since Tuesday. And part of it was laziness, part of it was schedule. I would say more of it was just laziness and not wanting to run. So, got my 45-minute run today, and then tomorrow I will do my 6-mile run. I still did yesterday. I got on the bike just to get my legs moving a little bit, but it wasn't anything like crazy. So yeah, 45-minute run today. A little bit chilly, but I feel good about it. And then after the run, I've got to do, because it's getting cold, you know, it's November now. I have a warm, how do I say this? Warm running clothes haul. Yeah, warm running clothes haul. But let's go for this run first. Mile 1, 8:41. I almost just threw up. I stopped because I wasn't sure if I missed my turn. I'm trying not to just run in a straight line, like out and back. So I think I thought I had missed my turn, which I had. And so I stopped to look at my map. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like I was gonna throw up. Didn't feel like that beforehand or anything. But yeah, that was interesting. I feel fine now. But just thought you would, want to know that. Mile 2, 8:54. Mile 3, 9:05. And done. That run usually takes me 45 minutes. And I guess the 3 days of rest did me well because I was flying that first 2 miles. Slowed down towards the end. I even added a little bit of length onto that route. Yeah, I felt good about it. 4 miles at a 9:05 pace. So I'm gonna stretch and then do a cold weather clothing running clothes haul. Okay, shopping haul. I have a few things in here that I got for the colder weather. First things first, I got a couple more pairs of the Nike Spark lightweight socks, just because they were on sale at Dick's, and I already have like 4 or 5 pairs, but I figured I'd pick up a couple more. These and Features socks are like the only socks that I will run in. I just like how thin they are and how tight they are on my foot. So yeah, that's the first thing. I get the ankle length. The second thing I actually already don't have with me. I bought a singlet and a Nike t-shirt and I already sent them to my friend Sarah Ann because she is printing stuff on them for my races. So I'll be wearing the shirt for the half marathon and then the singlet for the full marathon. So I already don't have those to show you, but you will see them marathon weekend. Next up, I saw these on sale also at Dick's, and these are the Nike. What are these? These are the Nike Dry Fit ADV running tights, and these were actually on sale also at Dick's. So I picked up 2 pairs because they're like usually super expensive, and I've been running in them nonstop basically. They have like this huge pocket. I'll put one down. They have a huge pocket in the back where I can put my phone, and then like sometimes I'll put a gel in there. And then they also have little it's not necessarily, I guess you could call it a pocket, but just little spaces within where you can add like a little gel or 2. I would say you could probably fit 4 total in the back, and then maybe fit 1 in the front, but the front pockets are a little bit small. But either way, I've been loving running in these. I don't have the shorts, but I am definitely considering buying the shorts for marathon weekend. And then the last thing, which I did actually get from Nike, because I, the Nike bag there, I got the Nike Vomero Plus. It feels weird to say Nike Vomero Pluses, but like that's what it is. I always go towards saying Nike Vomero Plus running shoes. Either way, I have actually been running in these quite a bit, but I just figured I would put them in the box for you. But these are the Alpha Fly 1s. These 2 here are the Alpha Fly 3s. I also have a pair of Alpha Fly 2s, and I actually have 3 different pairs of the Alpha Fly 1s. When I got my first pair of Alpha Fly 1s, it was the first time that I put on a shoe and was like blown away by just how it felt on my foot, and then how it felt while I was running. I initially went to the Nike store to pick up the Nike Vomero 18s, the Gore-Tex version. So all of this stuff is for the winter months and the winter weather, which includes, kind of snow and rain and slush. And so I wanted a pair of Gore-Tex shoes so that I didn't have to worry about my feet getting wet. I put them on, and the sizing was weird. Like, I wear a size 11 for Nikes, and I put on the 11s, and they were too small. And then I put on the 11.5s, and they were like far too big. And so I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna get anything. They were $180, and so then I saw these, which were also $180, and I was like, okay, well, let me just try them on, I guess. So the salesperson there got me a pair, and I put them on, and within 5 seconds, I was like, I'm buying these. It was not the same experience as putting on a pair of Alpha Flies, but same reaction in like I was blown away with how it felt underfoot. So this is really like what I'm using for my recovery runs. I said it in my vlog maybe 2 weeks ago that these are one of my new favorite pairs of shoes, and like that is definitely the case. I might still get a pair of Gore-Tex Vomero 18s if they go on sale, but just underfoot, like it did not feel as good as these feel. It felt more stiff, which like that might be better for long runs, but these are incredible. So that is my long tangent of my Nike cold weather running haul. Yeah, highly recommend like getting any of these things, honestly. Very happy with my purchases. All right, it is Monday morning. Decided not to run yesterday. I was like, I'll run on Monday. And today actually is 6 years ago the first marathon that I ever ran. So I was like, I should run on Monday anyways. So I'm gonna tell the story of my first marathon after I go for this 6 mile run. Mile 1, 9:19. It snowed last night, and then it sort of was like raining as well, and then it froze, so it's really slippery. Mile 2, I don't know what my time was for that one, because I accidentally pressed the stop button on my watch and then it disappeared. But the pace that I was at was 9:45, so let's just say 9:45. Mile 3, 9:51. Mile 4, 9:39. Mile 5, 9:31. And done. Whew. Ow. My ankle's still hurting from rolling it during my 20 miler. Ouch. Okay. We're gonna get into story time in a second, but first, post-run dance party. I totally forgot to do a post-run dance party. I don't even know why I got distracted, but I got distracted, I guess. Okay, so here's the story of my first marathon. It was right before my 23rd birthday, and I remember watching this video of Yes Theory, one of the guys in Yes Theory, running a marathon with zero training. And I remember watching it and thinking, like, 26 miles is so far. Like, that's so many miles. And, like, my hands started sweating a little bit. And I don't know, it was just, like, this moment where I was just like, I need to do that. And I need to do that before I turn 23. And so I looked just, like, online. And the only marathon that they had left was in like Michigan, in my area, was November 10th, because then there weren't any races until the spring because it's too cold. And so I was like, okay, that's the one I'm going to sign up for. So I signed up for it. I had no idea like what I was doing. I was just going out and running, learning things on the fly about nutrition and, just all of that stuff. But the reason that I signed up for it was because I wanted to prove to myself that I could change my identity with a decision. Prior to running that marathon, I hated running. I'd never run more than 2 miles. I always told myself, like, I'm not a runner. I can't believe people pay to run. Like, 6.5 years ago, like, if you had said, hey, do you want to run this 5K? It's like $30. I'd be like, no, that's stupid. I couldn't believe that people would pay money to go for a run. But yeah, I look back on that that first marathon with a lot of gratitude for what has come since then. A lot of opportunities and a lot of friendships and a lot of memories. So I'm really glad that I took that leap. In just like almost this experiment of, can I change who I am by just deciding I'm going to believe this now about me after 22 years of saying the complete opposite. Now, what I will say about the training, I saw a video a couple weeks ago of someone, or maybe it was like even just last week, someone talking about the people that are running a marathon with no training, and how they think that it's this incredible thing. But like, if you ever trained for a marathon fully and gone through the training block and like run the race, you'll have so much more respect for that person than the person that just doesn't train at all and just runs a marathon. And looking back at that, I definitely agree. Based on this training block that I'm in currently, and then like what I did for the 30 days, I'm way more proud of who I am, who I've become, and what I've learned about myself and about running in this training block that has been 20 weeks long. Versus like who I became and what I learned in the 30 days training for my first marathon. So all that to say, like, if you're in the middle of training too, I'm here with you. I appreciate, your hard work. And I hope that you along the way are appreciating your hard work too. Because if you think that you're just going to feel a sense of pride at the finish line, it does not compare to sitting down and just like really finding pride now in the training process that you are enduring. So I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself too. For this upcoming week, for Dopeys, 2 45-minute runs, 6-mile run, back to the normal stuff. For this next week, I actually signed up for a half marathon on Saturday. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to take that 23-mile run for week 22. I'm just looking at my schedule here. And just do that on Sunday after the half marathon. I'll explain why I signed up for a half marathon in the next video. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you real soon. Peace.